After we do the broadband, we don't have to bail. Skilled kids. We just left them home, right? It's, I mean, one one's 9. So. Yeah. It's still a nice thing. There's opposite. Yeah. This is today. What is this thing? Is it? How's the phone? It's a lot of person. That I can say.
No. All right, I got 6 o'clock. Call the meeting to order and start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First thing on the agenda is the minutes from January 3rd, January 10th, and January 17th. Have you read them all?
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve all 3.
I'll second it. Dan's not on.
Dan is not on.
Okay,
Can I ask a question on one of them?
go ahead.
On, the January 10th minute, when you go through the articles on the bottom of the first page, you have Article 8, but I didn't see Article 9. Was there one or
Oh,
is the gap between?
no, there is. It's the one for the,
That was the trailer.
Yeah,
no,
The back row?
Skid steer thing.
that was the skid steer, right?
it's here.
So, yeah, I missed that, but, so. The
I'll make
minutes just have to add that in.
I'll add that in. Yep.
So I'm signing that one. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. All right. Next thing on the agenda is the request to change School Street to a one-way street.
We had 10 replies to our survey question in the newsletter. 8 were for full-time one-way street. 2 were for keeping it the same. We had none for making it back to a two-way street. At this point, I would suggest that we canvass that neighborhood, the people, property owners.
Yeah.
And come up with an answer for them, but then bring them into a meeting sometime in the near future and come up with a solution.
Can we do that by writing and write them on a letter, or is it?
Oh, we can email them all or write them a letter, either one.
For all the.
Yeah, you might want to send him a letter.
Okay, we will letter them all. And we'll set up a meeting for sometime in the near future. And I've also spoken with Bob Cushman in Highway to pre-plan on purchasing some signs, some additional one-way street signs, because there's only one in the street right now. And freshen up the one-way, the do not enter sign, which is a little bit faded, a little low. It needs to be up a little bit.
Right. We should just run it by the police and fire as well.
Yes, we will be.
Brian's gonna be in a little later. All right, any questions on that? Ally?
Yeah, what's the fine?
I don't
What
know.
is the fine?
I don't know. We can ask Ryan when he comes in.
Well, that was my question, and I never got an answer, from you.
That'd be a-
Is, these tickets have been issued by the police department in its existing format.
Well, when Ryan comes in a little later, we'll ask him.
Because if they're not enforced, we have
All right, when Ryan comes in a little later, we'll ask him.
Rather than it's on that tree.
Because it makes no sense. to
All right.
pay people if you're not gonna enforce it.
Next thing on the agenda, broadband committee request from Dustin Moore.
Yes,
Go ahead.
so I know that there have been some previous work done. There was some communications or some interest in reaching out to Consolidated Communications. I have learned since I originally sent this letter, I'll tell you folks that there was also some work done with Hub 66
Yeah.
and some other options. All of which we can look into. My goal is I want to serve a committee. I know there's some people that have been interested. I know talked personally with Nico Valley. We want to look into what our options are and what some of these things might cost and maybe
Okay.
get some better internet service to Dan.
So Bonnie LaBrie was on that.
Mhm.
committee. Have you talked to her?
So I've been in contact with Mike Sampson and he's reaching out to Bonnie and
Okay.
he has a list of people
Yeah.
and Mike is also interested in getting involved with this again.
Yeah.
I've also been in touch with Commissioner Ahern about what's happening at the county level with
Yeah.
broadband. And we're being put in contact with the people that are working on that to see if there's something that we can do together. I do not want to be on this committee. I would like to help in any capacity that I can outside of it.
So do you have any idea what happened with Hub 66? I mean, they were supposed to be here like a year ago
Right.
and have things set up and running.
Apparently there were some hiccups and we got pushed aside. So basically what we're hoping to do here is sort of get those communications happening again. Sounds like Mike kind of stopped communicating with them. They stopped communicating with him. It all just
Yeah.
kind of got pushed to the side. So we're just hoping to sort of revitalize that
Okay.
and see what we can do.
There also is based on the grant webinar we all attended a couple of days ago. The Northern Borders Regional Commission will be having their grant round starting up in May, depending on whether the federal budget is approved or not. That's one of their tasks is broadband connections and infrastructure.
Did you check the map and see if we?
We are eligible, yes. We are, Orange is, Grafton is. I don't think I checked Dorchester, but we could certainly go in together with some of these things with these other towns and
Yeah.
create a center.
And the county is willing to help us with like paperwork and getting all of those things going with funding also, so.
I will-
I mean, I would take advantage of all the work that was done.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're not looking to recreate.
But yeah, we basically are, want to make sure that it's fine with the select board and everybody that we are moving forward on this, that we have permission to
Oh,
speak. on
believe me,
it.
nobody needs high-speed internet more than I do. So, I mean, I get,
Now you're retiring.
yeah, I don't need it for this. But, yeah, it's terrible. All right, yeah, no, that's great. No, That's interesting.
I will add a short article asking for volunteers in the newsletter on Friday.
Very good.
Yeah.
Mike had a pretty good list of people to reach out to, but we can, the more the merrier, whoever wants to
Yeah.
work with us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, any questions on that? All right, next thing on here is the consideration of a memorandum of understanding between the Mascoma Valley Preservation Commission and Canaan. Is anybody here from that commission? You are. Okay.
Yeah, ideally Judith would know most, but so. It's actually not an MOU that we're looking to, I think there was a draft thrown around.
Yeah, it says MOU.
Yeah, but we can kind of ignore that. Really, we're just here to give an update about the freight shed and anticipated work starting this month.
Okay.
So we have a contractor who's willing to do the project this month. And it's great because we've been waiting for about a year or two to get the sills replaced.
Yeah.
What we're just kind of updating you is that we're throwing in about $19,000 of our own money on top of the grants that we received. So as you can see from the MOU that we thought would be a good idea, you can decide it's not a good idea just because we wanted some sort of, I don't know, acknowledgement that, oh, this is better. That, you know, once we put in what will be about $60,000 after February, that the building just won't be demolished or, you know, something without, you know, maybe asking us. Good. Yeah. You want-
Sorry.
Me was going quick. So Judith, I was saying that we're not necessarily looking for the MOU to be signed.
No.
It's just mostly an
Not
acknowledgement of,
necessary at all.
so,
Well, I have absolutely no intention of doing anything in the next 34 days.
yeah.
So, okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, what you're doing right now is, you know, well within the parameters that we're looking for anyway, so, I mean, I think we're all for this, you know. Getting it stabilized and seeing where it goes. So,
Yeah,
And it's very exciting that Stan Grayton is able to do it this month. The sill work you probably already mentioned.
yeah. So it does take, I mean, originally we had thought that we'd be able to even get 2 exterior elevations done, but that's not gonna happen because we've had to allocate some of our funds, but at least the building will be structurally in good shape.
Right.
And ready to receive the exterior envelope improvements.
And Judith, you said you do not need it cleaned out at this now? as
He
you did at
doesn't,
the last
but
meeting?
I think we should still do it because any,
Well, I don't want to get involved with, you know, be there while he's,
oh,
he's
no,
starting right
no,
away.
he is going to be working this month, February, and I think we were looking towards March or a
Okay.
little warmer or less snow or something. Yeah,
All of that.
and actually, Alton, Hennessy and I went in yesterday just to take a peek for any railroad related stuff that's still there. There are some pieces still there. There's not much, but that was sort of interesting to try to identify what those were. Just so that those don't get thrown out if they're of use to a museum.
Bars of gold, anything
Bars of
like
gold.
that.
Also went through this,
Yeah. With the beer cans.
Fancy buttons, you never know what's there. Sorry to be late.
No, that's-
So,
so anyway, yeah, so I think the work it's, what did he say, about two weeks? Am I making that up?
you are.
Okay,
Yeah.
it should be done by springtime.
No, it should be done within this month, which is pretty exciting. Yeah.
how long will he be there working?
I don't know. I know he was there yesterday, triple measuring, making sure his measurements were correct. So I'll make sure to get some photos and, yeah.
We'll put it in the newsletter.
What is he replacing the sills with?
Well, he was gonna use Douglas fir, but he asked if he could use either white pine or his most recent email, which is approved by the state, said, yes, that we trust Stan to do what he knows to do. So, yeah. He said,
White pine doesn't usually hold up very well on the ground or.
it's not on the ground, you know,
What
the
price
building's
plate?
up, the building is up on piers
Yeah.
for one, and he'll be removing siding, obviously, it's like 2-inch thick siding
Okay.
to take care of the sills. And when he's finished, he'll replace this, not the old siding, but put appropriate siding. And I figure possibly warmer weather, we should put some primer on it.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
So, and we can maybe. I don't know whether anything's happened with the cleanout, but I'm happy to meet with John Kelleran or anything.
We're still in the process of calling them and trying to get called back.
from Pellerin?
From Hammond, Pellerin, and a whole bunch of other ones.
Okay. Well, there's a real assortment of stuff in there.
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Okay, well, we'll keep that on the agenda for March or April, so.
yeah, great,
All right,
thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
all right. Next thing on the agenda, consideration of rate changes for tire disposal at transfer station.
The JR reached out after getting frustrated with our prior tire disposal company. They kept charging us a fuel surcharge that kept escalating and seemingly, in JR's opinion, had no relation to the mileage or actual fuel usage. He reached out to another one, the BDS waste disposal, the tag that's at the top of that sheet.
Yeah.
The handout, who proposed a substantially lower price for tires. Our current person was charging us $4 a tire for removal. Plus the surcharge, which ended up bringing the tires to almost $5 a pop. The current proposal, if you flip to the back of that handout, has a listing of what they're proposing, what JR and myself are proposing for our new prices for disposal of tires are. The cost of the tires for disposal at the transfer station have not been changed for several years. And in our opinion, it was worth at this time, since we're going to another vendor, charging a little bit more in case the prices increases. It would be for passenger car tires, that's up to a 19-inch diameter tire. Excuse me, 19-inch rim size tire. It'll be go from the current fee, which is. I have $3 there, but it should be $3.50 to $5, and light truck to $5 also. And then for larger size truck tires, $25. And then for all the larger tires, Jerry and I both felt that we get so few of those that increasing the price was not needed. In addition, that the disposal costs of those are marginally different from the regular car and truck tires. So we're just asking for your blessing to go ahead with this new disposal company and with the rate change.
Well, it says consideration, so we're considering.
Considerations, excuse me, yes, sorry.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Okay, we will,
Cost by cost.
yeah,
So,
Just a couple of things. I don't remember how the transfer station rate fees are approved or not approved, but for some reason it seems like there was a process for that.
well, there used to be when there was a committee, but there's not a committee anymore.
Right, but isn't that an ordinance?
no, it's just a fee that
It's a fee for disposal.
Right, but I thought part of the transfer station ordinance was also the fee structure.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay,
I thought they got.
I would just, maybe you may want to check that. The other thing is I would recommend that we charge whatever it's costing us, because once you start putting the prices up, you're gonna start picking them up off the side of the road.
Well, that's gonna happen anyway.
yeah, part of our concern was not if we did that and the price changed and we started getting additional fuel charges that we'd have to up it, sort of mid-year. We want to do one this year, might be a little bit more that we could put in the bank. Hopefully we wouldn't have to, but save, so if it did go up there, we wouldn't have to have a charge that changed.
I will say that $5 a tire is still very inexpensive to dispose of.
No,
I got my tires changed at Peanuts and he's getting charged $7.50 a tire. He was gonna charge me $10, so.
I understand. I just know that we also, the last time we had a price increase, we went to this number because we started finding tires. And the highway department was having to go around and pick them up.
Understood.
Yeah, I think at one point we did charge that. I remember it going down at one point, but
It did go down.
I think it was 5 at one time, it went down to 4, am I correct?
It was actually lower than that. It was
3?
a few dollars at one point.
Well, what is garages charge? You go to a garage,
Like I said, when I was at Peanuts, it was $10 a tire, so.
okay, so 5 is reasonable.
Yeah. Lebanon landfill is charging $8 if you show up yourself and do it. I was just
All
there.
right. And I don't have a problem going with the new contractor either.
Okay,
No,
all right, thank you.
All right, the next thing is the approval of emergency use of highway department vehicles, equipment, being requested to respond to and assist out of town incident from the Canaan Fire Department and EMS. You want to explain that?
Yes, during the last weekend during the frigid cold, there was a fire in the Grafton area. It started to get slick on the streets. They had no means of getting.
That was ours.
Oh, no,
It was a motor vehicle accident up on Cardigan Mountain.
Okay,
Damn.
sorry. And
We were busy that weekend, so.
yeah, they were busy. It was cold. We needed somebody to be able to come down, grab a truck, go up and salt and sand the road. That's why this is occurring. We have mutual aid, so this is something that we've done, but it wasn't a clear policy at the time. Bob Cushman, I've spoken to, he's okay with this as long as somebody from the emergency service calls him in advance, says, hey, we need this. Can we go down and grab X truck and do it? Because
Well, you're not asking emergency service to go drive a truck.
no, it
Okay,
timeout.
more, yeah,
So this came from that call because we were in a spot where we couldn't actually get out. Radios were actually a little touchy and you didn't have self-service. I was getting a ride back here to grab a truck. And with the intention of calling Bob in the process, and then it's clicked, oh no, we're going out orange, so I wanted to get the selectmen's blessing. Even though the mutual aid thing, that's a little different piece.
Yeah.
Where that's seen as a kind of after incident, major incident that happens. So like when we had the flooding, when we had all the trucks from Lebanon and Hanover and Grantham and all that stuff coming in and doing that work. This is a incident now needs to be taken care of and, you know, Bob, when I talked to Bob about it, he was fine just as long as he's notified at some point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of covering your butts.
He did
Cover it
call
all,
me
but-
about it and so we've talked a couple of times.
And I'm seeing it as more, it's the places that we cover as far as our contract covers, the Dorchester and the Orange.
I mean, I didn't have a problem. That's what you gotta do, you gotta do it. It's not, I don't expect to go up there and sand the road so you can guys travel all the time there, but if an emergency
Well, no.
situation like this, it's the right thing to do.
Well, I said, and like I said, it's looking the ones that we do the contracted services
Right.
with. So
Oh,
with the change in the road agents and stuff, it's kind of
Yeah,
something we should thought we should relook at. So if I did come down here and all of a sudden I slid that truck off the road.
orange pays for it.
Well, I'll tell you, I went down that hill. And I basically got a little jump and start, like, with three quarters of the way down the hill, on my sheet, that's how slick that road. Which is totally unacceptable. for their residents. Well, they've been having a hard problem getting a hold of their road agent and the people who take care of their road.
Anything else on that? Any other business?
yes. We got I'll say disturbing, to Bob and I, it was disturbing, other people may wonder why we were disturbed. Not in that sense, though I may agree with you, but Enfield and Lebanon are seriously considering posting their roads as of February 17th because of the warm weather that's coming along and the warm weather that's forecasted the rest of the month. Bob's asked me to ask you, are you okay with moving the posting date forward based on temperature? I would say a series of days above 45 degrees. We may need to do that, and I just want to make sure that the board is okay with that.
So it's usually what, March 1st?
Yeah,
I would keep it at that unless we have to.
okay.
I mean, I wouldn't just say, yes, let's post it on.
No, but it would need to be several days, sunny, over 50, over 45, something like that, not just, snap the fingers. Bob and I were also planning on purchasing the posting signs, but also installing them in a way so if frigid weather does return, we can pull them back up and,
It's only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, it's not good with cars today, it's getting a little muddy,
yeah.
but it was passable.
That's
But if it's warmer, like the next couple of days, it's probably not gonna be.
So we just wanted to give you a heads up, there might be. So we've also got calls from loggers saying, hey, I want to squeeze in the last couple of things, and we were saying. This is what we're thinking of, please.
I would be communicating with them as they call in, because
Yeah,
if we're gonna pull them.
we,
early.
we've informed one of them that they better get on it like right away. And when or if we go to put the signs up on about those dates, we will fully inform the select board and the community through that newsletter.
Yeah.
So, and we have approximately, I think Bob said 30-35 locations to put up, town lines, dead end streets, things like that. So, thank you.
I have something.
Sure.
Just wondering if there's ever gonna be anything done about Switch Road. I don't travel on a regular basis, but I do travel it, and that road
Right now, we're waiting on the federal government.
is disgrace. Can anything be done to tidy that up a little bit? I mean, I went up there that day, 25 miles an hour. And those big holes in that road pretty much put me in the ditch,
I drive it every day, I know.
Yeah.
okay.
So we started some conversations to have some trees taken down on that road.
What dear?
We started some conversations to have some trees taken down on the road, which is some of what's causing the issues along it.
I mean, there's big holes.
Yeah.
And there is the humps and the bumps, but there's also, in some areas, as Scott knows, you can't dodge them.
Yes.
I guess on that same thing, there's potholes all over the place that aren't being filled.
Pass it on to the road.
You know, grist mill, there's 6 inches deep.
Yeah, you got one on the end of the school street that needs to be filled.
Just, we can't be filling potholes and running out to Orange to save the ambulance too.
No, but what I'm saying is it just gonna sit and wait, Switch Road until,
Well, like you
They're gonna have
said, there is some talks about some work getting done in preparation for the feds to come in, but. I mean, until we reached out to them a year ago, they hadn't done anything in like 5 years they had originally promised.
Yeah.
So, I think we
Yeah,
need to get on the horn on that.
I will reach out.
And push them to find out what's going on. The Switch Road is the first road they're supposed to do.
But in the meantime, you need to fill the potholes.
Yeah, I mean, they've had conversations with Bob about trying to get down with it. That section, that was the part right there, so. But again, it's the steps in the right direction.
All right, any other business? Dan's out snowmobiling in Michigan, if you were wondering what happened to him.
You didn't even save a spot for him to come back.
I won't be at the next meeting, I'll be.
these meetings are recorded. You may not want to say something like that. Dan has a tendency to cloud. Watch them also.
All right,
Thank you, everyone.
so we need a motion to go on public.